Intoxication of a certain kind, boy. I will admit that you suit my mind, yeah. Conversation of another kind. Don't fast forward, baby, just rewind, yeah. Joy in your eyes, in a scene.
Wow. So let me go down and say good morning, gentlemen. Welcome to Mic Check, sir.
Good morning, man. Thanks
good morning, Tillman.
How you doing this morning?
I'm good.
Yes. Blessed love. Well, you know, gentlemen, this morning on Mic Check, you're going to get an opportunity. You're going to get that chance to tell some of your story. You're a German, and you're all over reggae music. I want to say you're all over reggae music in a very good way, because when I started going through your body of work, sir, I said to myself, hold on, this can't be a German. This could not be a German. You know, gentlemen, take us back. Take us back to when it got started. Oh, I mean, why reggae music, gentlemen? Why?
Well, I guess if I could explain it, then I don't know. But certain things are, beyond explanation. You see, the first contact I had with reggae music was through the records of my brother. Like as you mentioned a little while ago, it was Dennis Brown, Wolves and Leopards. It was the first record I had in my hands. And of course Bob Marley and Peter Tosh and Jacob Miller, and so I was really influenced by roots reggae music. I think I was like 11, 12 around that time there. And, I just felt the vibe of the music, and I just love music in general, music with edges, and reggae music to me was like, it's a significant kind of movement and something very spiritual, and I just wanted to know where this music is coming from that I love so much. So I went to Jamaica the first time when I was 18. It wasn't 17. And then that's where I discovered that music can be so much more than just entertainment.
Well,
but I never had the plan to, become a reggae singer.
Wow.
It wasn't like that. I said, yeah, man, I want to be a reggae singer. It was more like I just enjoyed making music. I love to be surrounded by musicians. I was just attracted to it, and sometimes I'm still surprised how far the thing reached.
Yeah, it is well received, gentlemen. It is well received, and this morning, as we talk with you, we're gonna play some music, Anthony, because this is really a moment of truth. Because we were. I mean, I can talk for myself that when I really started paying a lot of attention to gentlemen is that relationship with him and our good friend Richie Stevens, and I started listening to Gentleman more and more, and I said, hold on, no man, this is not Gentleman doing this song, because at one point I was talking to Richie about Gentleman, and Richie said, boy, when him first meet you, boy, this man never spoke a word of English, but he understood everything. And I'm saying, that's true. So Gentleman, when you started out in reggae music, how was it received? How were you received back in Germany?
Well, I don't really know, because I didn't really care too much how my passion is going to be received. I think that's also a very healthy way of seeing it, because you're doing music because making music makes you a better person, and it's a wonderful way to just be in tune with yourself. I guess when you start with something, and you're still kind of rookie, some people feel it, other people don't feel it. But that wasn't the point. The point was like the passion behind it, and then the surrounding, meeting the right people at the right moment, And when I went to Jamaica the first time to record songs, that was like in 1998 when I met Richie Stevens the first time. That's when I realized, okay, I really enjoy recording songs. I like to leave something, and. It's something I didn't make that decision. It just happened. It all kind of happened. And the people in Jamaica, they knew certain songs, but they didn't know the face to it.
Yes.
And when I came there and I said, "Yeah, man, it's me who sing that song," they didn't believe it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is a moment of truth.
Open all your windows and your door. Yeah, we're not gonna live the lights no more. Nowhere we're reaching, the things that you're teaching. A moment of truth for sure. Open all your windows and your door. Yeah, we're not gonna live the lights no more. Nowhere we're reaching, the things that you're teaching. A moment of attitude for sure.
It is called the moment of truth, and really and truly, it is the moment of truth this morning for Mic Check and Groovin Radio, because we have an artist, Anthony, who came as far as way from Germany. And when you listen to his lyrics, I say, Anthony, you need to go through, and Breadman, go through this man's body of work. When you listen to his lyrics, you know how deep into reggae music this man is. He has done his homework.
But one of the things, Raskim, because I think if you listen to the body of work, because initially, even though I know, Gentleman, his father is a preacher and all of that, there were some of the songs initially didn't take this roots type of approach. And there was some sort of transition. So talk to us about that, Gentleman, because initially there was some rude boy thing and, ghosting and other things. And then you really made the transition to type of music that you're doing now. So talk to us about that.
Well, I'm a person, I just follow my inner voice, and life is full of diversity, you have so many different angles, and I'm a time witness. So music to me is a wonderful way to manifest a certain vibe, what I feel, to manifest a certain thought that I got, and also a certain concern, a certain joy. Music is just, to me, my way of expression, and I love to listen to people, and I think that's what it is, to listen to people, if I have conversations with people, that's where lyrics come up,
Right.
Plus, I had the right teachers, I got to say that, because no man is an island. It's about having the right teachers. When I'm talking about teachers, I'm talking about people who help me when it comes to the skills of songwriting. People who help me to know, what a good rhythm takes.
Right.
Great musicians around me, the right people who who plays your product. All these things, I guess it made the difference. So. But I just always followed my inner voice,
Right.
That's where it took me.
Now that you have said that, now it's going to lead me to this, Anthony. As a young man, gentleman, and who were some of your musical influence on the reggae scene?
Oh, I mean, of course, Bob Marley, Dennis Brown, Peter Tosh, Jacob Miller, and then it was Garnet Silk and Buju Banton and Sizzla and Anthony B and Capleton and Mang Heritage and Toots, and it's so many, Jack Radix, Daddy Rings, Jack Radix and Daddy Rings, they were the two persons who taught me a lot, and who, when it comes to songwriting, I wrote a lot of songs with them together too, I mean, there's so many great artists, right now I really love what I hear, what is coming from Jamaica. There's a lot of wonderful new roots artists coming up,
Yes.
I'm just, I just love to listen to music, and I think reggae music deserves so much more attention.
Yes.
And I think there's so many wonderful artists out there who, who deserve to be in the spotlight. And I'm just very, happy that I found that music, because, it's a very radical music, yet it's so sweet, and it's very traditional, but it's so up to the time.
Yes,
And I can't find that in no other music genre. I like all kind of music when it comes from the heart, but reggae music to me is the center of everything. You talk about you like what you see coming out of Jamaica. About 2-3 years ago, we recognized that there are some young artists in Jamaica that we here at Groovin Radio dubbed the new face of reggae, Breadman. And we started playing some Chronics and some Janine and Kabaka, Pyramid and Protege and Jesse Royal. And when you look at those youngsters, the Jabooks of the world, the music is touching, and the music is speaking. It's speaking true, and it's speaking about today's life and what's affecting us as a people. And for you, gentlemen, you're so connected to this, and the mere fact that you're a German and you can see this. Sometimes I wonder why, Anthony, we as Jamaicans who are embedded in the reggae music, why we don't see it that way. If gentlemen can see it, why can't we see it that way? Huh? No, said John asleep, gentlemen. Said John asleep.
You are the way to your judgment. What goes around must come around. I'm just reminding you, my friend, that your judgment will be more than tongue can tell. For every life you take, every heart you break.
And this is a collaboration with our good friend Richie Stevenson. Richie told me one time you took him on tour and walked into this place and he thought he was at Woodstock. Thousands and thousands of people, gentlemen. That's when I hear you perform over there in Europe, you kind of full the house until you have to lock out people. Tell us about it, gentlemen.
Well, first of all, Woodstock is like I think it's the biggest festival.
Yes.
The biggest one-stage festival. I don't know if it's in the world, but them say it's like 700,000 people. It's very hard to believe, but if you see the visuals, then you know what I mean. I mean, it's not that the 700,000 people have come to see Gentleman. You know, they just there, and it's always a lot of artists. It's a free festival. You know.
Yeah.
But you see, I think in Europe now there's a lot of very good, healthy festivals. And it's like, you know, Richie Stevens was the one who kind of opened the doors for me back in the days. He was one of the first producers, together with Red Rose, who gave me the opportunity, you know, to record songs and open my doors. You know? And I went to Jamaica, as I said earlier, '98 to record my first album, and I didn't know nobody. And I took the Yellow Pages book and, you know, just tried to find some links to some studios, and nobody really responded. I mean, why they should, you know?
Wow.
But then Richie was one of the first people who called back and said, "Yeah, man, I want to meet you. Let's see what you can do, and give me a little piece." And I was singing something, and he was impressed, and he said, "Yeah, man, come to the studio tomorrow." And that's when we start work together. And you know, then years later, you know, this tragic thing that happened with Caps, you know, Kappa Cat, and you know, I called him and I said, "Yo, Richard, if there's anything I can do for you, you know, I just want to send you all my strength and energy, you know." And he said, "Yeah, man, give me just want a break, man. Let me come to Europe for a while, you know."
Yeah.
So I invited him to come to Germany, and then with this kind of tour together, even though that wasn't the plan.
Right.
But then that's when the song "Live Your Life" came up, you know, because you have to live right here, right now. You never know what tomorrow brings, you know. That's the whole message of it. So it's a very personal song, and you know, Richie really sing out of his guts, you know. And then after "Live Your Life," we did "Warrior," and then, you know, so we had a press conference, and then somebody said, "Why don't you do an album?" You know. So that's when the idea with the album came up, and I went to Jamaica after that, and we recorded the album "Live Your Life." And you know, he's a very good friend of mine. He's my brother from another mother.
Yes,
you know?
yes, as they
cousin
say.
from the auntie who wasn't. You know? Yes, so he's a very big inspiration. You know,
you know, gentlemen and Breadman. I know you have a question for gentleman, but gentlemen, let me ask you this before we get to Breadman. How long did it take you? Because talking to you now and remember seeing you for the first time. I mean, I don't know if you were so fluent then, but how long did it take you to get the lingua down? How long?
Well, I don't know. I mean, as I said, I went the first time to Jamaica, 92. When I started recording, it was 98, 99, something like that. I just spent a lot of time in Jamaica. You know, I mean, I wanted, you know, even in my songs, I try to really sing English, you know, because I want people to understand worldwide my lyrics. But I guess if you stay in Spain for a while, then you maybe get a Spanish accent. So I don't know. It's just, you know, it's nothing that I said, "Oh, I'm going to go there and learn." Lingua. It just kind of happened.
Yeah, Breadman.
Yes. I know you. Good morning, John.
Good morning. Good
morning. I know you said that it wasn't your idea to become a reggae artist at first. What did you want to do with your life at first when you were younger? Did you want to get into?
I didn't have a clue, man. I really didn't know. I knew I was, you know, I was in love with music, but that was a dream still.
Right.
But you see, I went to Jamaica in '94. And there was a festival called Kwanzaa Festival. G.T. Taylor was the host. And I was there with a German television team because they kind of made a documentary about the Jamaican music scene, and I was supposed to be the translator.
Right.
And then I was at the festival, and then in the break, in the changeover, G.T. Taylor came to me. And I went to G.T. Taylor and I said, "G.T., I'm a DJ, you know. I want to give you a little piece." And then I was singing something, and he said, "You need to go on stage right now." I went on stage with my beach clothes.
Wow.
And I gave the people a little piece on the corduroy rhythm, and the place mashed up. You know? And that's when I realized that, wow, I really feel good on a big stage. Because it's either I really feel comfortable sometimes more on stage than off the stage. You know? So I realized that, yeah, man, this is my thing. I love to do that. You know, I love to put a smile on people. You know? And to me, if there's a universal language, then it is music. You know?
Yes,
that's
certainly.
That's how I started this whole thing.
Yeah, man.
So as far as reggae music, now that you decided you're gonna come into reggae music at that point, right? And I noticed that you most of the music that I've listened to from you, like Journey and Dirty Heart and
Dirty Soul and
it seems like
dirty thing.
it seems like you gravitated towards the consciousness part of reggae. What was it that did you ever entertain the other side of reggae? Because we have like two different type of reggae.
Well,
right now.
that's where I really want to say thank you, Luciano. Because there was a moment where I was in the studio at Cell Block Studios in Kingston, and I was voicing a song, and I put a little slack line in there, and then Luciano was there, and he said, "Come out, the white man. Let me tell you something." You shouldn't sing that kind of words because you want your grandchildren to listen to your lyrics.
Right.
So, so I'm really glad about it. It's not that I'm judging it,
Right,
because, I mean, it's a part of it, but I don't want to be that part because I think I have a certain responsibility when it comes to the content of the lyrics.
Yes.
But I'm a seeker too, so I can make mistakes too. I don't say that, but I don't know, I just to choose to go that road. And if I was conscious, and not every song I always necessarily have to have a message. But I just want to make clean music. I want to make music for the children.
Yeah, man. Great move, great move, gentlemen. Well, speaking of dirty soul, ladies and gentlemen, clean up your soul now, man.
Never see you with a smile yet, always a provided. Never see you take a little blessing, give a try yet. Never tell a style yet, never read about the river Nile yet. Never put no effort in a life, you never silent. Dirty heart and dirty talk, dirty meditation, see them again.
No, Anthony, when you listen to that tune, let me tell you something. And gentlemen, brethren, but I'm happy that you had that little talk with Luciana. But let me say this, man. Let me say this. You see this tune, Dirty Soul, it is going to become a part of my playlist every week because I love the tune. And like I said, when I started going through your body of work, gentlemen, I realized that you're deeply rooted into the music and you're a very conscious individual, and I like the direction that you have taken. Now, before we even start featuring the new project, let me tell you off, and I love the project. Hold on, Anthony. Hold on. Yeah, man, hold on. Let me tell you something. This new project, gentlemen, it is totally unplugged, and I'm gonna warn people that you must support this project because a lot of work went into this. And gentlemen, when we come back, I want you to talk some more about this project because I think up to date, my opinion is that this is one of the best reggae album ever put together. Anthony, go ahead with your question.
Yeah, man, before we get to the new project, I know you're such a major international artist. A lot of people may not know that when you perform in Europe and all different places you perform to thousands and thousands of people. And in a few years ago, you had an opportunity to go back to Jamaica and perform on one of the big stages at the Jamaica Jazz and Blues Festival. And I just want you to tell us in your own words what it meant for you and how it felt to be on a major stage in Jamaica.
Well, it's a blessing, It's something very, very special. It's always special to perform in Jamaica, the motherland of the music that I love so much.
Right. Right.
And Jazz and Blues is a wonderful festival, performing and sharing the same stage like Celine Dion.
Yes.
It was something, which is hard to describe, But the whole time I always got to remind myself, hey, I'm just a vessel, This is not about me, about you, it's about us,
Yes.
And music is the mission and stuff, But, sometimes it just not feel real, what I mean? Sometimes, performing on Jazz and Blues, performing in general, it's something what I don't take for granted. I don't take it for granted that people listening to my music, that people embrace my music, It's something what motivates me because, we all need motivation because sometimes doubts come up, and it's a very natural thing. And I think doubts are very good to a certain point. If the doubts get too much, then you might get paralyzed. But doubts to a certain level are very healthy. To question yourself, because every time you go on stage, every time you do a new song, every time you do a new project, you start from zero. You always have to start again. So every time when I go on stage and I realize, yes, man, I have the audience and I can put a smile on people's face, that's when I'm just become very thankful.
Yes, man. Anthony, I want to see how much you're remembering when Gentleman performed on Jazz Fest, because when we got to Jamaica, Richie Stevens said to us, my special guest is going to be Gentleman, must come to the performance, come so come to Celine there. And I said, no, man, we have to Gentleman to man. That was the first time I saw you perform live, Gentleman. And right. I must tell you that Richie Stevens is always, the way he talk about Gentleman, the artist, he talk about you at the highest level, because I think that relationship with you and Richie has certainly blossomed into something very, very good for reggae music. And for you, knowing your background and knowing Richie's background, and for both of you to collaborate it, and it has worked out so good. Again, congratulations. We're just bringing back the good old days, man.
We're bringing back the good old days.
That's right.
Again, the good old days. We're talking about the good old days. I want the youth and used to hold about it. We're bringing back the good old days.
Boy, Anson, we can't stay all morning and play. Listen to me now, man. Gentleman, you brought back some good old days with this new album.
We just play this song with Sugar Minot, and I just got to say, God, no Sugar Minot,
Yes.
What a great inspiration.
Yeah, man.
Give thanks,
No, go ahead.
Well, gentlemen. Well, I've never been in Germany, and I'm very curious about this. I want to know, because I realize that Jamaica and reggae in the whole has a very big influence across the world. How do the typical German family view reggae music? Or I want to know the influence of reggae music in a country like Germany.
Yeah. It's not easy to explain or describe, because I don't even know, what I said earlier, there are a lot of festivals. Festivals is a big thing in Europe in general, I think right now the music in general, especially reggae music, really kind of suffer, because if I listen to the radio, I don't really hear no reggae music. If I look at the charts, I don't see no reggae artists in there, I think it's something where there's a lot more room to grow, because I really strongly believe that this music deserves so much more attention, and it's up to the media now to give it the right spotlight,
Yeah, man.
But sometimes I realize that the public and the published opinion is two different things. Because what you hear in the charts sometimes, what you hear on the radio is not necessarily what the people love, So what I realize is sometimes when you step in a taxi and you hear a Dennis Brown record, or you talk to people and you say, what kind of music you like? Yeah, man, reggae music, I don't know how you cannot like reggae music, there's a lot of sound system, there's a strong subculture going on in Germany. And you have some good German artists same way.
Yes.
Yeah, man, it's something is happening, but it's still happening in the underground.
Gentleman, and Anthony, I wonder if you realize what Gentleman just saying now, because Anthony, have you seen the piece that Mr. Vegas have on Facebook now, talking from England about a similar thing to what Gentleman just said in terms of who gets the play from who don't get the play? And Gentleman mentioned, and if you listen to the names that Gentleman called about who were there with him and for him, you talk about our very, very good friend Jack Radix, right? And Jack is now back on the road. As a matter of fact, Jack performed sometime this month down in Atlanta. It's our responsibility, Anthony. How many times we have this conversation, I say to you that it's the duty is now ours, Breadman. It is ours to, what we put out there is what people will gravitate to. Now, when you hear about an album winning the Grammy, and Anthony, you and I have this conversation many times, and I say to you that, I've only heard one song from that album. How did it win the Grammy? Right? That is because the machinery that's in place to make that album become a Grammy winner, it's deep rooted. No, if we don't play the good music, we on air don't play the good music and bring them and bring it to the forefront, how is it going to be supported, Anthony? Huh? How?
True, well, I just want to, because you just mentioned Jack Radix, you know.
Yes.
You see, Jack Radix was like, to me, one of the greatest inspirations, you know. Because Jack Radix is a very good friend of mine, you know.
Yeah, man.
And Jack Radix was one of the first man who kind of, you know, taught me when it comes to songwriting. Because you see, Jack Radix to me is like, if you listen to his songs, if you listen to his voice, you know, you know, his points of views, you know, the way just reasoning with him is such an inspiration. You know, and I'm so glad and so thankful that I met this man, you know.
Yes.
I just got to say that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Well, definitely, I have to agree with him. When we had Jack Radix on our show, definitely I see the mentor characteristic in him. He's a teacher at heart. I know he loves music.
Definitely.
Well,
yes.
Anthony, one of the things I have to say to you, gentlemen, is that I was just talking to Richie while we were talking, and I told him some of the things you said, and what he had to say is that a lot of time artists don't give recognition to other artists, and the fact that you're bigging up Jack Radix in the way that you're doing, you spoke about Richie in a particular way, so it talks to the quality of the man you are.
I wouldn't talk to you guys right now if there was no Jack Radix, I know Richie Stevens, I know Daddy Rings, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, we're bringing out the true warrior in Gentleman this morning. The true warrior. Yeah, man.
Now I know my faith is stronger than my fears. I tried to run, but I was running to the warrior in me was run away.
You know, gentleman, you're a true warrior. You're a true warrior because I mean, when you look at the genre of music that you stepped into, and when you look at the music, what you have put out there, you're a true warrior. You're a brave soldier. And I commend you for that because, as I said before, the body of work is solid. And I'm going to prove, ladies and gentlemen, when we come back after the 11 o'clock hour, how powerful this man is. When I heard that you were going to be in Florida and you have dropped this new album, they offered me the opportunity to talk to you, and I said to my connections, Richie Lou and the team there at VP, I said, if I cannot have Gentleman on mic check for an hour, I'm not doing any interview. They said, give me 5 minutes. And within
I really appreciate it.
Yes, man.
Thanks for having me, man.
Blessed love. And within 4 minutes, Anthony, the call came, the text came, the email came, confirmed, done deal. So I am happy that you're able to join us, gentlemen, and again, thank you as a German. And you know, Anthony, in St. Elizabeth, there's a big German community. You know that, right?
Yeah, man, you have German town.
Yes, down in St. Elizabeth. So don't think we don't have any German in our blood, you know. But now we find a true German brother who believe in our work and believe in the music. And if you, again, the names Anthony, Luciana, Jack Radix, Richie Stevens, you talk about Sugar Minot, and you look at all those collaboration. And when we come back, we'll feature that album, ladies and gentlemen. Stick with us. The new project is called MTV Unplug. Yeah, man, and it's totally unplug. We have Gentleman. Yeah, we'll come back in a few minutes. Stay where you are, gentlemen.
All right, cool.
Reggae superstar out of Germany has joined us this morning for mic check. Gentleman.
Breadman, make myself your life is not a dead man.